Everything we call real is made of things that cannot be regarded as real. Niels Bohr, one of the fathers of quantum mechanics and a Nobel Prize winner, said this almost 100 years ago. But today, in our digital age, these words don't sound like philosophy anymore. They sound like a diagnosis. Imagine that right now, in the middle of an ordinary day, without any warning, your perception glitches. The world around you suddenly loses its depth. Your own body, which you felt your whole life, starts to feel alien, like a high-tech biomechanical prosthetic controlled remotely by someone else. You look at the faces of your closest friends, and for a split second, they look like masks, radiating an artificial extraterrestrial falseness. Time stretches, space distorts, and reality becomes flat and distorted, like a dream you can't wake up from. Doctors call this derealization. In Canada alone, nearly 1 million people face this condition every month. Medicine says it's just stress, but your intuition screams the opposite. It screams that you aren't sick, but rather, you've finally seen the truth. Have you noticed that the world has been acting strange lately? That sticky Groundhog Day feeling, where today is a terrifying, exact copy of yesterday? Or you walk down the street, glance at a billboard, and freeze. You realize the text isn't an ad for a vacuum cleaner or a mortgage. It is a direct message, a sign addressed specifically to you, answering a question you just asked in your head. You pull out your phone to check the time, and you see the same numbers, 11:11, 09:09, again and again and again, like a timer on a bomb or a server's system clock. Or maybe the glitches get physical. You find things you lost years ago sitting in plain sight. Or even scarier, you open your closet and find a second t-shirt, absolutely identical to the one you are wearing. Same color, same print, same wear and tear. But you know for a fact you never bought a second one. What is this? Madness? A global coincidence? Or are these dead pixels proving that the complex system we live in is starting to crash and duplicate objects due to a memory leak? In 1964, long before The Matrix, the prophetic novel Simulacron 3 was published. Its characters tried to find the boundaries of their reality. They drove to a place where the world, theoretically, shouldn't exist, and they found it, the edge of the map, a place that simply wasn't programmed. Instead of a road and a horizon, they saw a digital void. In our reality, the equivalent of such a journey to the edge of the map isn't a road trip, but extreme physics. And if we dare to look where space and time are torn apart, into black holes, we see distinct traces of computer code. Leonard Susskind, a legendary physicist and one of the fathers of string theory, described a paradox in his book, The Black Hole War, that breaks the back of classical reality. Imagine an astronaut falling into a black hole. According to Einstein's general relativity, he would cross the event horizon calmly, noticing nothing. Space would just continue. But for us, observers watching from the outside, due to complex quantum effects, the picture is different. We would see the astronaut hit a firewall, a wall of fire with monstrous temperature, and burn alive, disintegrating into information. Physics claims the impossible. Both versions are true. One person is both alive and dead at the same time. In a normal world, this is a bug. Susskind calls this black hole complementarity. This glitch in reality led scientists to a staggering thought. Perhaps the 3D volume of a black hole is an illusion. All the information about what fell inside is actually recorded on its 2D surface, like data on a hard drive. This is called the holographic principle. And if this is true for a black hole, mathematically it is true for the entire universe. Everything you see around you, billions of stars, cities, the atoms in your body, is a 3D projection from a flat screen located somewhere at the edge of the cosmos. The great physicist John Wheeler summed this up with the phrase, "it from bit." At the foundation of matter, there are no particles. There is information. Bits and bytes, and if the universe is information, it means it is computable. At the core of our world lies the Turing principle. The laws of physics allow for the creation of a machine capable of simulating any physical system. If we can theoretically create a simulation of a universe inside a computer, then the universe itself can be a simulation. Physicist Brian Greene asks, are we part of a simulated multiverse? And here philosopher Nick Bostrom enters the game with the article that cost many intellectuals their sleep. His argument is pure, cold statistics. The logic is this: if technological civilizations don't go extinct, they eventually build computers of colossal power. To study their history or sociology, they run billions of simulations of the past. This means that for every one real, biological world, there are billions of virtual copies. What are the odds that you are in that one single base reality? 1 in a billion. You are almost certainly code. Skeptics will ask, how gigantic must a computer be to simulate a whole world with every blade of grass and every atom? The answer is terrifyingly cynical. Not that big. It doesn't need to calculate every atom in the universe. It only needs to calculate what the observer is looking at right now. And our world is overflowing with evidence of such aggressive optimization. Take space, for example. Why is it so silent? The famous Fermi paradox. Where are all the aliens? In an infinite universe, life should be everywhere. But if we are in a simulation, the answer is simple. Other civilizations weren't programmed. It saved server memory. Or perhaps the universe isn't infinite at all. Precise measurements show our universe is suspiciously flat. The probability of it becoming so perfectly balanced by accident is negligible. Like balancing a pencil on its tip for 1 billion years. It looks like an artificial setting. Mathematician John Nash proved that flat space can loop back on itself, like in the old Pac-Man game. This is called a flat torus. If you fly straight, you never find an edge, you just return to the start from the other side. It's the perfect way to create the illusion of infinity within limited RAM. If we look closely at the fabric of space itself, we might see the pixels of the simulation. Many modern physicists believe space is discrete. It's not smooth. It consists of tiny cells, the Planck length. This is our monitor's resolution. Nothing exists smaller than this size. But the biggest clue is right under our noses, the speed of light. Why exactly 299,792,458 meters per second? Why not more? Why not infinity? In the simulation hypothesis, this is the frame rate limit, FPS. The processor, no matter how powerful, cannot calculate cause and effect relationships instantly. It needs time. Moreover, the famous Lorentz contraction from Einstein's relativity looks like pure engine optimization. We know, when an object moves very fast, time slows down for it, and space compresses. In computer terms, this is called lag. When a player moves too fast, the computer can't render the world quickly enough, so it artificially slows down time for that player to preserve the integrity of the physics engine. Resource saving also explains the quantum magic that defies common sense. Wheeler's delayed choice experiment proves a frightening thing. A photon decides which path it took billions of years ago around a distant galaxy only at the moment we look at it, right now, here on Earth. This is the participatory anthropic principle. We are essentially loading the textures of the past with our gaze in the present. This aligns perfectly with the von Neumann-Wigner interpretation, where the observer's consciousness literally creates reality. The computer doesn't render the world behind your back until you turn around. But how do you build such a complex universe? Perhaps the base code is very simple. Remember Borges' Library of Babel, an infinite set of all possible books made from simple symbols. Scientists have proven that simple algorithms can generate infinite complexity. Yet we see a scale problem in our world. The laws of the quantum world do not mesh with gravity. They contradict each other as if they are two different physics engines stitched together by a programmer, hoping the inhabitants wouldn't notice the seams. And what about dark matter? We can't see it, we can't touch it, but it holds galaxies together. In a simulation, this would be a typical patch, an invisible texture given huge mass to simplify gravity calculations without needing to render trillions of extra stars and planets. And finally, the most direct, undeniable evidence. Theoretical physicist James Gates, studying supersymmetry and string theory, found strange, repeating sequences deep within the fundamental equations of physics. They turned out to be computer error-correcting codes, specifically Claude Shannon's block codes. These are the exact same codes used today in your web browser to fix data transmission errors. Why would nature, if it is real and chaotic, need a built-in mechanism for correcting digital data transmission errors? All this leads us to a gruesome, existential question. Who are we? Are we philosophical zombies, advanced bots with no inner world, just simulating emotions? Or are we players connected from the outside? Philosopher David Chalmers considers our consciousness the main proof that we aren't just code. I think, therefore I am. But if consciousness can be simulated, imagine the monstrous consequences. In the infinite cosmos of base reality, computers powered by dying stars could be running billions of versions of hell. Virtual beings could suffer for eternity, and for them, that pain would be absolutely real. We have gathered enough evidence to almost prove it. We live in a simulation, but a question arises. Could we escape? In games, there are characters who break the fourth wall, like Psycho Mantis in Metal Gear Solid, who spoke directly to the player. It was terrifying, but philosopher Preston Green warns us of the immense danger of trying to prove the world is virtual. If our universe is a scientific experiment, the main condition of which is our ignorance, then by learning the truth, we contaminate the data. We ruin the results. And what do scientists do with a ruined experiment that wastes resources? They hit the stop button and format the drive. Perhaps it is better not to bang on the walls of our cell. Because even if this world is just pixels and that extra t-shirt in your closet or the numbers 099 on the clock are just system bugs, your pain, your joy, and your love remain real. And as long as we feel, we exist. I'd be grateful for any support. Leave a comment, subscribe, and hit the like button. It really helps the channel.